All right, so we're back, and this is self-reflection, and I'm doing self-reflection on this lottery mentality. Here's what I'm doing today, and this is a little deep, and again, if you're on this video or this video, I'm going to be alternating back and forth because I'm now also recording on my phone, on Facebook, so I don't get as much lag, and so I can be on more platforms in the future. But here's what I'm doing for myself. You know, I find myself all the time having negative reactions to what other people say, and I get really frustrated that I have those. And so this morning, I woke up, and I was happy, and then I went downstairs and had lunch, and my wife told me about somebody she knew that had COVID, and that's sad, right? And then I got sad, and then I got mad at myself, and I was like, why am I sad? Like, I already knew people have COVID. Like, there's no reason for me to be sad because I learned a specific example. There's no problem with my wife telling me. There's no problem with Preetha telling me that. She's just informing me about someone that she knows, right? That's not a problem. That's not an issue. What she's saying to me isn't an issue. But me reacting like that is an issue. It's like, why would I react to somebody, telling me that? Why would I get upset or get frustrated about somebody telling me, information? It doesn't make any sense. And so that's one way I'm working on my lottery mentality, right? Is I'm trying to not get upset when I hear negative things. And there's so much negativity in the world that makes no sense, right? In fact, all negativity makes no sense. From a place of positivity and energy and happiness, you can always deal with every single situation better. Like, for example, hearing about, not getting upset when I hear about someone with COVID, if I say happy and positive, guess what? That gives me energy. What do I do with energy? I wash my hands more. I put on my gloves and my mask better. I get in and out of the grocery faster. I'm more accurate. I remember not to touch too many things. I remember not to touch my face. I get back, I wash my hands, I put my groceries away. I make a better plan to sanitize my house. And so this is a simple example of waking up and getting upset because I hear someone else has COVID could actually cause me to get it because I have more negativity, which is causing me to not address my own sanitization and protocols correctly. And so anywhere in the world, right, you have to come with this attitude that no negativity makes sense. Negativity makes 0 sense ever. Just literally 0 sense. Period. The end, okay? So that's the first thing. But there's this second thing that I'm really working on. And again, I'm getting pretty advanced, but there's a second thing I'm working on. And the thing I'm working on now is not having positive fantasies. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not having positive fantasies. Okay? A lot of coaches and people tell you to visualize what you want. And I'm starting to not believe that because I don't want to have positive fantasies that I'm living in. And so this is an oddly specific example, but it's actually true. And so this is the kind of thing other people are not telling you that I'm going to tell you and be honest with you. And so I'm going to be honest right now. And you can call me crazy, right? You can be one of those people who calls me crazy and it won't bother me whatsoever. So go for it. But what I'm about to tell you is that I spent today dancing around my room like a maniac, but there was one very important distinction I was doing in my head. A lot of the times when I'm dancing around my room and I'm having fun, am I doing my thing? I visualize positive things in my head, okay? For example, if I'm dancing around and I'm happy music, I'll pretend I'm back at the Tony Robbins event I went to where there's 15,000 people dancing and, getting excited and having fun and all of that, okay? I might be visualizing that. But here's the deal, is I know that if I'm visualizing something that isn't real, then that means that I'm wishing it were real in my head. And that's the same as wanting to win the lottery. And so even if I'm just visualizing a few other people in my life being happy and dancing around with them, that's still the same thing as wanting to win the lottery in my head. And so what I did today is I danced around my room and I had this sports remix music going on in my headphones. And by the way, get yourself some Bose headphones, amazing headphones, a good $250, $350 pair of headphones. These things are just incredible, right? I've never been upset that I invested in technology, especially not these Bose Quiet Comfort 2 headphones. They're ridiculously good, so get some. But anyway, I was dancing around my room in my headphones, I was doing my thing, and what happens is that I cut off my positive fantasies. Okay, instead of imagining I was in a room with 15,000 people, I just imagined that I was a human being in a bedroom on planet Earth and I had the ability to dance. And then I focused on that and I just had fun with that. And so I literally spent my time dancing around like a crazy person, shaking my butt and dancing like this. Did you know that if you shake your butt, you actually get way happier? That's actually a proven fact, that if you just sit here, right? If you're in a chair right now, if you're sitting down or if you're, lying down or even if you're standing up, just do this a little bit. This is something they taught me at Tony Robbins. And you'll get way happier. It's just natural, right? You were just meant to shake your butt. That's just normal, right? There's no argument against that. This is the kind of thing I'm telling you, is that the things I'm teaching, the things I'm telling you, there is no argument against this. And so the fact that nobody is doing it just means that everyone is crazy, right? Because there's no argument against doing a little shake like this. But how many people are sitting at their desk shaking their butt most of the time? Nobody, for no reason at all. So you gotta understand that, right? And if you're here watching, you gotta understand that you're lying to yourself if you don't give it a little shake now and then. But the key thing is, right, that when I was shaking around and dancing today and having fun and doing my thing, right, the key part of it, the key amazing thing is that I just freaking enjoyed it for the sake of doing it, right? I wasn't wishing for anything. I wasn't hoping for anything. I was just doing it for the sake of doing it. And now I'm here recording for you guys, and I'm doing it for the sake of doing it, right? I'm doing it for the sake of expressing the energy and being happy and being excited. Yes, right? Not for any result or for any one person to watch. And so what I'm doing and working on myself is that lottery mentality. And I'm not even close to done yet. This is the thing I want you to understand is I am not close to done. I have lottery mentality all the time. I have desires, I have wishes, I have hopes and dreams, and I'm in the process of erasing all of them. And you might think it sounds crazy, but here's why it's not crazy. Is because the joy of being alive is exponentially greater than any type of outcome or circumstance on planet Earth. Just the sheer joy of being alive is much more important than anything else, right? Like, if I told you you could have a ton of money, but you would only get to live for 15 minutes a day, would you take that? No, right? If I told you that you could have a ton of money, but you could only eat 300 calories a day, no, you wouldn't take that deal. The joy of just having sustenance and being able to be alive is something not to take for granted, and it's so much more important than anything else. And so that's why, if you want to know why I'm saying happiest person on earth, always celebrating, always being positive, it's because that's logically, axiomatically true. There is no counter argument to this. There is no counter evidence to this. There is no possible way to prove this wrong because it's just self-evidently true that without being alive, you couldn't enjoy any of the parts of life, okay? And so again, it's just like, imagine, would you rather have $10 million and have no hands? Like, are you kidding me? Of course not, right? Would you rather have $10 million? Would you rather have everyone love you and have no arms and no legs? No, you wouldn't care, right? You can learn how to make happiness for yourself. But the fact of being alive, you can't control that. And so you gotta be so grateful to be alive in this moment. And there's never a counter argument for that. There's never a way to disprove that. And there's never anything to like show that that's not the right thing. So I'm just telling you that. And so guys, here's the key, right? Here's everything in life. It's just practice being happy for the sake of existing, okay? Somehow we've gotten it all wrong and everyone's corrupted you to believe that that's not the right way to think. But they obviously have no logical argument. And here I am with a logical argument showing you why it's true. And so that's super, super important. And I'm working on it on myself. Like I said, today what I did specifically is I took those positive fantasies and I threw them in the trash. And I said, I don't need a positive fantasy because there is no difference between me being around 15,000 screaming people jumping up and down and being happy and me jumping up and down and being happy in my own room. There's no difference, right? I can be happy right here in my own room. And so whenever you wish for an external situation, it's the same as buying a lottery ticket and spending all day worrying about it, wishing you could win a lottery. It makes no sense. It's never possible, right? And it doesn't mean you have to be perfect and get it right all the time. All it means is you have to admit that you're doing it wrong and then slowly get better. That's all it is. That's what I'm doing. I'm constantly admitting I'm wrong. I am wrong about so many things. I'm messing so many things up. In fact, I'm working on a YouTube playlist called Daily Fails, where I talk about my fails every day so that you can transparently see all of them, guys. And so that's just my little reflection for today, right? That's my little reflection, and I'm gonna come up with a couple fails for you and put them in a shorter video. But I hope you enjoyed this little bit of reflection on my own life. Guys, I'm working so hard on it, and I'm always grateful for your company and for you to show up during the lives.